You know, it was with great joy amongst the people when they dropped that first little segment teaser of Avengers Doomsday and revealed to the world something that a lot of people already knew, that Chris Evans was coming back as Steve Rogers into the MCU, and it was great. Well, you might have woken up today to have seen a bunch of headlines all over the place saying Chris Evans has confirmed. And I know a lot of you have seen these headlines because a whole crap ton of you wrote to me about it this morning, saying Chris Evans has personally confirmed that he is returning for Avengers Secret Wars after Doomsday. And it's all over the place. There is a little problem with that, though. It's questionable. It's questionable because of where this came from. People are saying it came from Chris Evans. Maybe it did, but as you're about to find out, maybe it didn't. This comes to us from the folks over at MovieWeb who talk about where this came from. Instagram user Comic Omsi, who I think had like 55 followers, something like that. Anyway, posted a reel featuring audio from a message that she received from MCU regular Chris Evans, asking himself what he could tease from his MCU return, which will start with a role in Avengers Doomsday. He teased that he would be returning once again for Secret Wars. While there is a chance the message could be fake, he seemed to reveal that he will begin work on Secret Wars in a couple of months. In this, I watched the video and she said, listen to this message Chris Evans left me. And she didn't show him saying it. She just played the audio in which you could hear Chris Evans saying, I can't give secrets. I can't. What can I give you though? I can tell you that I start work on the next one in a couple of months. I can tell you that. Okay. There is a huge, now of course that's juicy sounding. So all the outlets are running with Chris Evans confirms he's going to be in Avengers Secret Wars, but we have to ask the question, was that legitimate? She does not claim, this Instagram user does not claim to know Chris Evans. She said that her husband like got a message from Chris Evans for kind of like a cameo thing. Are you familiar with that cameo thing, Rob?
Yeah. You can, and celebrities will do cell phone messages for you or send.
Yeah.
Whoever.
You know what? I actually think it's a hoot. I think that thing is great. I even got a buddy of mine, Ryan, who you know, Ryan. He has lifelong crush on Jennifer Love Hewitt. And a bunch of years ago, I actually got him a Jennifer Love Hewitt cameo on it. So that was pretty cool. I do. So it kind of sounds like one of these cameo things that maybe her husband got for her, but Chris Evans I went and looked today. Chris Evans is not on Cameo. So she does say though, I'm just going to play you the audio because I don't want to show you the video and have you guys all pick it apart. So it's like, so people could see that it's fake. I don't know. So look, after going through all of it, looking at covering the social media stuff and everything, there's two things that I believe are facts, which is really just an opinion. But there are two things that I believe are facts. Number one, this thing is fake. That's the first thing. I believe this is fake. Well faked, a well done fake. And by the way, I don't think the woman who this is coming from her Instagram, I don't think she orchestrated. I think she believes it's a message from Chris Evans, but I believe it's fake. The second fact, I believe, thing that I think is a fact, and I believe, is that despite the fact that that thing's fake, of course Chris Evans is going to be in Avengers Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Of that, I have no doubt. I have absolutely no doubt that the beating heart and soul of the MCU, Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, is absolutely going to be back. Again, I think the messages lady got was fake. I don't think she's fake. I just think the message she got was fake. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know that for a fact, but my belief is that was a totally fake thing. And so all these headlines, I think it's inaccurate. However, the end result, like somebody could come to me and say, oh, I don't know, Jesus told me that the LA Dodgers are going to win the World Series again. Well, I can think that's complete nonsense and yet still believe that the Dodgers are going to win the World Series again this year. So, I mean, that's kind of the situation for me. I don't think this headline is real. However, I do think the underlying truth of it, that Chris Evans will be back in Secret Wars, will be. This episode is brought to you by Pocket Hose, the world's #1 expandable hose. Guys, I got to tell you, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is absolutely fantastic. First of all, if you've ever dealt with one of those old school hoses, you know exactly how annoying they are. They kink, they crease up at the spigot, and half the times it feels like you're fighting the hose more than actually watering anything. But the Pocket Hose Copperhead has this pocket pivot that swivels 360 degrees so you get full water flow and way more freedom to move around your home and yard with ease. And here's the part I really love. When you're done, it shrinks right back down to pocket size, which makes it ridiculously easy to carry, handle, and store. And after trying the Pocket Hose, I am never going back. I even now pack it with me and bring it in my camper van. It's that versatile and that good. Plus, it's backed with a 10-year warranty, which is awesome. So for a limited time, my listeners and viewers get a free pocket pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size of Copperhead hose. Just text Campea to 64,000. That's Campea to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. Campea to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Because Rob, you know, you and I know very, very little, if anything at all, about Secret Wars other than what we know about the comics.
Yeah, I mean, like I told you, I reread the Omnibuses
Recently. But yeah, I don't think either you or I have any doubt whatsoever. Like, why would you bring back Chris Evans as Captain America in Doomsday, and then the true showstopper, Secret Wars, you don't have him in that? So well, I can't believe. So 2 questions for you. Question number 1, do you think this voice message from Chris Evans is legit? Question number 2, regardless of the legitimacy, do you think Chris Evans will be in Avengers Secret Wars? Start with question number 1.
Well, it's a little dubious. You know, the origins of this message are a little dubious. Like I need more context if you want me to believe it. But I could see him. Let's just assume if it was, he doesn't say anything that we wouldn't know, because anybody who's at all familiar, I mean, the Secret Wars event, Hickman's Secret Wars from 2015, which is what they're basing this on, was a huge event that involved all Marvel heroes. And so literally after the incursions, Dr. Doom uses the power of the Beyonders and recreates a one universe with Battle World where all the Marvel characters are on it and they don't remember who they are, although a few do. And it's all of that story. So why wouldn't he be in it? I would think that everybody is going to be in Secret Wars, and why bother introducing Chris Evans as Captain America if they're just going to abandon him in their moment of need, which is what happens in Secret Wars. I'm really curious. I'm more curious to see how they handle that. Like, I'm really curious how they handle Secret Wars. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's going to be really interesting. You know, are we going to see God Emperor Doom in his white outfit on the throne? I have no idea. But I hope we see all that cool stuff. So I think absolutely Chris Evans is going to be in Secret Wars. I don't see why anybody would think that he wouldn't be. But as for the message, I'm dubious, John. But it's not out of the realm of possibility that he would confirm. He's just answering a question, because the reality would be that, yes, they have to start shooting soon. And he probably never thought about the fact that people wouldn't have thought he was going to be in it.
Right. Yeah.
So, of course, I'm going to be in it.
Let's take this opportunity then. And I think this question will probably come up every couple of days. We are now, let's see, 17 days away from Cinemacon, which you and I are going to. So we've talked about it before, but it feels like every few weeks we should bring it up again. I am of the belief that we are going to get an Avengers Doomsday trailer at Cinemacon. If nothing else, then at least like maybe a 3 or 4 minute sizzle that maybe they don't release publicly. But I think they're going to drop an Avengers Doomsday trailer at Cinemacon that will then probably go out to the world. I base that simply on that Dune has now put out their trailer. Doomsday has already low-key done a soft launch of their marketing campaign with the Little Force segments and Chair Watch. By the way, do you remember yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of Chair Watch?
No.
How crazy was that? Anyway,
dude, it's been 3 months since they dropped those character bits.
Has it been that long since character pieces?
We're mid-March and they started toward the end of December. We're end of March and they did this at end of December. You know, they started doing it with Avatar, and we're 25% closer to the release of Doomsday than we were when they did. I mean, we'll be 8 months out. Year.
We'll be about 8 months out by the time we get to Las Vegas. And so, and just every year, Disney brings the goods, man. They always bring the goods, whether it was full screenings or early screenings of Shang-Chi, whether it was showing us the first 35 minutes of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, whether it's bringing out high-profile people on stage. I think we are going to get that. You know, somebody in the live chat is just saying, what about, this is also possible too. What about the first 5 minutes of Doomsday? Several times, Rob, at Cinemacon, Disney says, we're going to show you the first 18 minutes of this. We're going to show you the first 21 minutes of this. Like, it feels like every year they do that. So whether it's like the first 5 minutes, the first 20 minutes, whether it's a trailer, I believe I think it's a trailer. I think we're going to get a Doomsday trailer at Cinemacon. How are you feeling about that right now?
I think 100% we're going to get a trailer at Cinemacon. I mean, how would you not? We try and explain this, but it's for people who own cinemas, you know, and they want to excite those people. And look, Disney believes, and rightfully so, that they have the biggest movie of not just this year, but probably since the last Avengers movies came out in 2019. This is it. This is the biggest movie that has come out in the last 7 years. And I think they want to start marketing the heck out of it. And so I think for sure, 100%, we're either going to get a trailer, which I absolutely believe, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get a trailer and something else, whether it's a scene, whether it's a sizzle, whatever it's going to be. I mean, they're going to pull out all the stops. They have the biggest movie of the year. And the thing is, even people, if you were to ask most people about an Avengers movie, like we who are in the movie blog sphere or whatever, we can be critical of the MCU, but I don't think that the general movie-going population is going to be anything less than giddy and over the moon when they see the trailer for this movie. No one's going to sit there and go, oh, it's not good. There's never been an Avengers movie that was bad. So why wouldn't people be excited?
I agree. All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? Do you believe the little Chris Evans recording? I don't, but I do believe the underlying truth of it, that I do believe Chris Evans is going to be in Secret Wars. And what do you think? Do you think we are now just mere weeks away from getting that Doomsday trailer? I think we are. I think we're going to get it at CinemaCon. Nobody, I have not talked to Kevin Feige. Nobody's told me that. I could be absolutely wrong, but that's what I think. Anyway, whatever you guys think about all that, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.